Well, we're not in touch that much because Al Alberts, of course, as you know, is 86 years old, and most of the people, besides myself, have gone on to take care of their grandchildren. But and he's beyond the singing stage. He'll do a couple of shows down in the senior condominiums.
So the average age of those members is deceased.
Oh, they're still alive.
No, they're all, the Aces are the only group besides the McGuire sisters who are all alive.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Up until that point, the Four Tops had all four members alive, but you've lost them. But the McGuires and the Four Aces, and I want this to be in big letters, are the only original 50s groups all alive. A couple of Ames brothers died off.
That's right.
So remember that. Two groups, McGuires.
So it's kind of like Walter with the Four Aces, historian, been on your show, talking
Many
about Four
times.
Aces.
You got me
Now
right.
Four Seasons, which is a different decade, but both famous groups, and one's from New Jersey, and that's why I kind of
Do you have some
memorialized it.
future projects that you've...
Well, I'll be putting out a DVD called The Best of Joe Franklin.
Oh, wow. Okay, when's that coming out?
Probably about the spring.
In the spring, okay.
These are being given out later at the reservoir. This is your advanced copy, sir.
Oh, how lovely.
I'm giving these out later. I've sort of like opened up my secret bag, Josephine.
I see that.
I'm giving those out
It's
later.
very nicely put together. Very
It's a
nice.
secret.
Boy, oh boy, this is really something.
But there's a color picture coming up you're going to love. This is yours. It's only $1.
Amazing.
If I had
Don't
a
laugh.
dollar, I'd
Money,
give it
money
to-
talks.
In time, this will be worth about millions, right?
As long as I get my cost
Walter,
back.
did Walter organize? You organize this, Walter?
Yes, with my own little Staples copy machine.
Boy, I'm very
But
touched.
this one I like here, Mr. Franklin, if I can call you that. Look what we captured one day. Ken Versa
What?
and Ida Cavallo.
You may kiss my ring. You're beautiful.
Well, I was hoping for something better, but it's not nice. It's yours.
What was the last show we had got?
The last show was when I came to his restaurant, and I was there with Bunny Sigler. Remember the radio show?
Of course.
I was there with Bunny Sigler at the radio show, and that was at the restaurant where you charged me a little extra for the dessert. I wanted the Tutti Frutti, and you gave me a little Richard
What is
instead.
W.O.R.? Wasn't there one, the last one there? Is that the one?
No, I was on his show. I was plugging my website, and he said, "Come over and be on with Bunny Sigler at the restaurant."
Okay.
And I had the flamboyant, and then I asked for the little ice cream, and you said it's extra for the cherry. I've resented you ever since.
Not only closed theaters, it closed cities.
Closed City, right? My goodness.
I was on Channel 7, for the first 10 years over
Yeah,
at
that's
ABC.
right.
Were
The afternoon,
you?
the afternoon.
Okay.
I went to Channel 9 and I did the all-night radio show on WOR for many, many years, for about 43 years.
How did you find this film?
Were you on at the same time as Gene Shepard on WMC?
He was one of my best friends on WOR every night.
Yeah, you and
I was on 10:15 to 11.
Barry Gray.
Barry Farber was on, and
Barry
Barry Gray. Those were great radio
Joe
days.
Pine.
Joe Pine had a wooden leg.
Did he really?
I had one time with Al Cap, who also had a wooden leg. Remember the man who did the
That's right, yeah.
They got into a fight on my show. I said, I said, gentlemen, take off your wooden legs and fight a duel. I said,
He wouldn't do that. That's cruel.
I had what was known as an eclectic mix on TV. I would have Ronald Reagan with the dancing dentist. I would have Margaret Mead with the man who whistles to his nose.
But you gotta be careful. People couldn't
saw
clash,
player.
right? And what do you do when they argue? I mean, how do you...
I walk away and let them fight.
Let them fight, right? But that had to be a rigorous...
What is your big dream besides getting out of here and eating? Knock it off. You can be replaced by a storekeeper. What is your ultimate dream? If a little genie could come down, you could rub it. What would you want in your life in the next 20 years?
Retire into the sunset and watch repeats of the old Joe Franklin shows.
Really?
Now, come on, what would you like
to... You
to...
don't miss the hubbub or whatever.
You must have a dream of
He
what's...
said he's retired. He came here for that.
That's right.
Look at that,
I
4
know.
races, South America, remember that?
People marvel about your career, but was it hard? It must have been difficult at times for you, right?
There were times. There were times.
Right?
There were guests who didn't like me. We got into fights on the air. All kind of stories.
Remember you talk on the Floyd show, I'm giving Uncle Floyd due credit, he's one of my idols. You said, in fact, when he asked you a question on the Floyd show, he said to you, what was your biggest difficulty? And you said guests who had nothing to say, their promotion people and publicists pushed them on, and they didn't have the flair for talking. You had to just make them talk. And
sometimes they're on against their will. They'd rather you home writing books. And
I see. Okay.
Their publisher says, listen, you want to sell books, you got to make the rounds of talk shows. Against their will, belligerently, they make the rounds.
You pulled words out of their
But I've always found even the shyest person ends up talking more than... The only time I had control was a very tough lady who came up and climbed up on my show.
Who's that?
This woman was a wrestler.
Oh,
She was a psychic, and she was an attorney.
That was in
So I,
Clifton,
I,
by
I
the way.
forget her name,
That was in
but I said, I
Clifton.
need you for my divorce because first of all, you're going to psych out my husband. You're going to tell him what to do because you're a lawyer, and if he doesn't listen to you, beat the hell out of him.
No,
That's a perfect
That
divorce
was on
lawyer.
our Clifton show back in the early 90s.
So she was a tough lady, and I threw my questions away because you can't. You're not going to ask an attorney a question. You know, she wants us. She got on the air and said, "I don't want to talk about being an attorney. I don't want to talk about being a wrestler or being a psychic."
So
Well, I
she-
got the same thing. Whenever you get a big guest, there's always somebody who comes with them warns you what you must not talk about. When I had Shirley Temple on, they said, Joe, don't mention Shirley's old movies. If you mention what movies, you'll get up and walk away.
Really, right.
She's on, they said to talk about United Nations, about Girl Scout cookies, about penal reform, about women's rights, about air pollution. But I love her old movies. I did an hour and a half talking about her old movies, and she didn't walk away. She
What
loved
did
it.
she have
Right.
against that? That
Went back to California, sent me one of
But
her
that
old
was-
scrapbooks,
that-
which is
that
beyond.
was her claim
beyond,
to fame, Joe.
beyond
What did
value.
she-
You know, when I had a Jane Wyman. They said, Joe, don't mention Ronald Reagan. They had a very unhappy divorce. I said, how can I? To myself, I said, how can I not talk about the president of the United States? I did 90 minutes talking about Ronald Reagan, and she loved it. So you got to sort of defy the people who warned you what you must not talk about.
Right. Well, I guess whatever's close to the heart. But what were the 5 presidents that you interviewed? Reagan.
Reagan, Nixon, Jimmy Carter, Ford, and who did I leave out now? Kennedy, John Kennedy.
And Eddie,
several times.
how much charisma did he have? He had to be fabulous.
His hair was brick red.
Brick
I met him in a
red.
restaurant about a year and a half later. His hair was all gray. So I said to myself, I don't want to be the president.
Right,
Too tough a
right.
job.
Oh,
So you're the
my
president
gosh.
of nostalgia.
I
We
am,
voted
I am.
for you.
I am, right, I am.
You're bigger than Dewey.
Do we? No,
Do we or
right.
don't we?
Right, precisely.
That's a joke. We can cut that out also. Any of these jokes you don't like, we go into the cutting room. Bob Diamond will edit us down to nothing.
That's the unkindest cut.
Them kind of stuff.
How did you two meet? How did you?
He came to me one day when I had my office in New York on 8th Avenue. He borrowed money from me, actually.
No.
We met in a revolving door and started going around together.
Around
He
together.
came up to me.
Okay.
I was going to a recording session with Ishka Bibble, and you came up and you said, "Can I help you out?" I said, "I opened the door, out you went."
Were you predestined to be a host? In your background, you're always with music and your record library. You see, did you walk into that direction, or what through the switchboard?
I was just there at the right time.
Okay.
But
You had no idea?
I could have been an accountant, could have been a plumber. But business started to hit the pipes.
It's not too late.
Right.
But that's a big jump to jump into a host.
Was
Isn't
that funny?
to take that on?
Fair, fair.
I enjoyed it. I did a good job. I mean, you know, you're held on by the ratings, not held on by people. You're held on
ratings,
by
yeah.
the ratings. And I had the ratings with.
To be on
It
for
was
45 years
45.
is quite 45. You can say 45.
Unbelievable.
Carmine, to work at the post office. I'm bringing you in here. Pay me, pay me. To work for the post office, work for him. 45 years. That's a lot of time.
Was there a reason why you were a single host? You never had a co-host, really.
Richie Ornstein for a while.
Somewhat,
You're right. I'm one of the few who didn't have a co-host.
Is it harder or is it more control, better control?
I enjoy being alone. I enjoyed it. If I knew you, though, you would have been my co-host.
I would absolutely love that, or honored, but obviously
Show
you did well
Richie
on your
Ornstein
own.
at the top of the page,
Yeah,
please.
Richie's a good man.
What's he doing? Is he still with you? How's
Well,
he?
he's my. We talk
Partner.
every day. He's
Okay.
Jack LaLanne's partner,
Yes.
and he sells exercise equipment for gymnasiums. and
A gentleman, a
Quite a
beautiful
fitness,
person.
yes, a
Jim is
lovely, lovely
very
person.
nice man.
Let me hold that up for the million. By the way, this show, at a minimum, goes to about 52 towns and cities in New Jersey.
I know that.
You will be notorious from the top of Essex County. Am I keeping you up, by the way? The top of Essex County down to Fords and Mendham and Metuchen. You don't know how large you will be. And then she takes it to New York to a certain number of channels, and she bicycles it around.
Well,
Let me
keep
shake
it
your
going.
hand.
Thank you so much.
You are
Joe Shenman.
Joe
Yes.
Shenman.
Right.
Here is Mr. Franklin's partner, representative. He bodyguards for you, like Tommy DeVito does for Joe Pesci. He's a mensch. He's a former captain of police from Nassau County, as I recall.
Did you meet Tommy DeVito? Yes, the Four Seasons. Were they all? Were they on your show? They must have been, right?
Many times.
Many times.
I had
Absolutely.
a Jay Giles band. They were in town for one day. They did a whole
They might be giants.
Michael Giant. I had the